We'd spent a lot of time over the years getting rubbish out of the creek because that's where historically it went. And we were trying to organise our dump in such a way that it was as sustainable as it could be and as much as possible was recycled. We sorted the dump and had a huge pile of scrap, but we couldn't get anybody to take it away. And in the finish, we had to pay the cost of the truck coming here and he got the value of the scrap. By that point, we had a clear space to work on. We needed a new landfill, and so we put in a grant to the OCA, and that gave us money for the new landfill. The game changer was when the OCA put in the waste recovery centre in Leigh Creek, which meant that we could then differentiate the other recyclables. A lot of things come here flat packed. Doesn't matter what it is, it either comes flat packed or in a box. So you get enormous amount of cardboard. Once the Leigh Creek landfill went to accepting unwaxed cardboard, we can now flatten the cardboard and that can go to Leigh Creek.
The Leigh Creek Resource Recovery Centre has been set up as a regional recycling drop-off centre. What that means is it's not only utilised by the local residents of Leigh Creek but also other communities and townships in the region. People can bring in most things that you would normally put in a curbside recyclable bin in a council region. Like milk cartons, ice cream containers, yoghurt containers, cardboard boxes, that kind of thing. The bulk of the recyclable items that we receive here currently is cardboard. As you can see behind here, we have a lot of it stored. Basically, once that's all baled up, it'll get sent down to YCA in Adelaide and get recycled. It does have a commodity rate, so we do get funds returned back to us from the sale of the cardboard, which comes back to us to help fund the centre here. We also have a reuse shop here too, so people can donate unwanted items that can be on-sold to help fund the centre.
There's something around 10 bins over there, so the people take it to the dump and it's all lined up in a line. They pull their car up and they sort everything. Coloured glass, clear glass, orange juice containers, milk containers. It's sorted at the point of dropping at the dump. We then pay a contractor to go to the Leigh Creek Recovery Centre once a month with the bins when they're full.
So how it's done here, it's operated as a drop-off centre and items are sorted before they're brought in. We've set it up so that when people come in, they can come through the little drive-through section here, stop their vehicle and put their items in the nominated bins available there. The Leigh Creek Resource Recovery Centre was set up to look at ways that we can divert so much waste going into landfill. What we're trying to do is test what the financial viability of it is, how we can structure a resource recovery centre that operates out in the outback. When you're hundreds of kilometres away from a typical MRF that you would take recyclable items to in Adelaide, it's not financially viable. Typically in a council region it goes in a truck and gets sent off to what they call a MRF, where they have all the conveyor belts and all that quite quick processing procedure. But for us to be able to do that here, we'd be sending back a truck of loose items, which is not financially viable as far as freight costs are concerned.
What we do is consciously choose as a Progress Association to raise money in other ways to cross-subsidise the rubbish removal because we don't want a town that's got rubbish. Progress Association does contribute to the cost of waste removal, but households pay a levy. We only get our waste collected once a fortnight, so it's not hugely expensive, but it does enable people to have domestic rubbish removed on a regular basis. We've just put in a new landfill, which the OCA funded us through their small project grant program. And the community has bought some of the bins for the sorting itself and some has been matched with joint funding from the OCA as well. But there's a fair amount of effort gone in from the community to actually set it all up and make sure it works and to put proper signage in. So it's very clear when you go over there what we will deal with in terms of waste and what we just can't deal with. You actually need to think as a community about what you're going to do with waste and how you're going to organise it. This is our dump now, a waste recovery centre, is the best it's been ever. But it's taken us several iterations over a 10-year period to get to where it is. Some of our dumps in our communities need attention. And if we don't start and work at it over time, we'll still be looking at this problem in 10 years' time. I mean, our dump was pretty ordinary 10 or 15 years ago, but it's not now. But you just need to make a start in a small way and then progress over time.